Imagine being told politely that your life is over and nobody did anything wrong. You're redundant. The company says it had no other choice. And suddenly, you feel like you have no other choice either. Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice starts with a simple premise. Man-soo, a paper manufacturing specialist, has a comfortable family life until he's fired after 25 years. Then the film asks a terrifying question. What happens when work stops being what you do and becomes the only proof that you deserve to exist? This is a black comedy thriller, but the joke is cruel. Man-soo treats the job market like a battlefield. Reviews describe him setting a trap like a fake recruitment advert to identify competitors, and then he spirals into violence as a strategy for survival. Today, I want to explain what the film is really dissecting, using one psychology idea and one philosophy question, and then give you a simple tool to protect your mind from the same trap. Spoiler note, I'll keep this mostly spoiler light until the automation chapter near the end, but the core premise, the job hunt turning murderous, is the film's engine, and it's discussed openly in major reviews and the official synopsis. When something essential becomes threatened, money, food, time, our attention narrows. We stop thinking in wide, long-term terms and start thinking in short, sharp survival calculations. This is the mental signature of scarcity. It loads your mind with urgent problems and everything else becomes noise. Man-soo isn't just losing a salary, he's losing structure, status, purpose, the invisible psychological benefits that jobs provide beyond money. Many studies of unemployment show a measurable hit to mental health and well-being. A large meta-analysis found unemployed people show significantly more distress than employed people across many indicators. So the film's first horror isn't murder, it's the shrinking of Man-soo's world. Prospect theory explains that people weigh losses more heavily than equivalent gains. In plain English, losing your normal life can feel worse than any future happiness feels good. So Man-soo isn't chasing a dream job, he's trying to stop a fall. And falling feels unbearable. Do the ends ever justify the means? Notice how easily "I must protect my family" can become a moral blank check. That's where satire gets sharp. The film doesn't frame Man-soo as a moustache-twirling villain, it shows him as frightfully understandable, which makes the moral question land. If your justification is strong enough, what line won't you cross? And this is where philosophy turns practical. A decent life needs boundaries. Deontological ethics, duty-based ethics, exists partly for moments like this. It says some acts are wrong even when they promise good outcomes, because once you trade away the boundary, you become the kind of person who can do anything. No Other Choice doesn't preach this, it demonstrates it through escalation. The mechanism that makes the escalation possible is something psychologists call moral disengagement. Bandura describes how people switch off moral self-sanctions by reframing harmful actions as justified, sanitizing language, displacing responsibility, minimizing consequences, or blaming victims. Translated, you don't become a monster in one step, you become a monster in paperwork-sized steps. Step 1, this is a war. Step 2, they'd do it to me. Step 3, I'm not hurting real people, I'm removing obstacles. And suddenly you're no longer choosing evil, you're solving a problem. This is why the film's dark joke about no other choice is so brutal. Corporations say layoffs are necessity. Man-soo internalizes the same logic and turns it human. A system that treats people as replaceable teaches people to treat each other as replaceable. Light spoiler territory. AP's review notes the film expands the idea of termination beyond jobs and even lives, towards automation and AI, suggesting that even if Man-soo wins, the system can still erase him. That's the bleak punchline. You can destroy yourself to keep your place and still lose your place. If your identity is fused to a single role, provider, high performer, the reliable one, scarcity will hijack you when that role is threatened. Here's a 3-question firewall you can use this week. If this role vanished tomorrow, what would still make me valuable? What are 3 latent benefits I can rebuild without the job, structure, social contact, purpose, activity, status? And what boundary will I not trade, no matter how scared I feel? Because the film's warning isn't "don't be Man-soo," it's build a self that can survive fear without needing violence. If you want the next part of this series, I'm making a follow-up on the provider trap in other stories, where the same fear shows up in completely different genres. Click that next video because it answers the question this film leaves hanging. What do you do when the system says there's no other choice?